Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Why hide a post with relationship status from everybody when they all know? Why hide a social media post with relationship status from everybody? We have a more than a decade relationship, living together for most of it. Everybody knows we are a pair. He asked me a long time ago, and I said yes. And everybody knows. But then came all kinds of problems, and he cheated on me more than once. I wanted to reconcile. He tried. We got to be okish. And now I see he shared the status, engaged, with only me and my mother, and I can't fathom why. I saw the status was set on only a custom list. But I thought that at least that list contained our close friends/relatives. No, just me and my mother. Maybe he wanted to cheat some more, so I would get it in that case to hide the status. But why did he hide it from everybody? Close friends and relatives know about this in person. Even the majority of not so close friends know. It just doesn't make sense. I know that. I know what he is. But I still don't understand why he hid it. He is smart. It makes no sense. Why would he hide something that is so in your face? Smart people and good men are not the same. He probably wants to get the attention of women that don't know you and cheat some more. Now that he has your okay, you accepted his behavior when you stay with him, you normalize cheating. TBC, there are no consequences for him. He is not husband material. Yo, he cheated and you're still with this man? Hell no, leave him. Find someone who treats you the way you deserve. It's complicated, to say the least. But why would he do that when everybody knows the truth? Because you are an afterthought. If he willingly cheated and everyone knows, what's holding him back from doing more? Don't be with someone who treats you like absolute shit and doesn't give a duck. Be with the right person. I learned that one the hard way. Be with the right person. Not some dumb duck who doesn't care. My so's brother's new girlfriend told me to kill myself on our first meetup. TLTR, my so's brother's new girlfriend told me to kill myself on our first meetup. I will try to make this short, but it needs context. My so and I have an almost 15 years long relationship. It is like marriage, but with no papers. We had lots of problems. He cheated and treated me badly at that time. We survived, but I was depressed for some time. The story is about his brother's GF. My so and his brother get along well, they are friends. I also like his brother. I feel like he is my brother also, as I don't have siblings. But the brother is not the most responsible man. He is just a bit younger than my so and I think he behaves like the black sheep of the family, but he is not a bad guy. So, he got another girlfriend. I liked most of his GFs, and the ones I was not so close to I still managed to be very friendly with them. No problems ever. But this GF is something else. So, I was informed that the brother was seeing a woman actually, as we are all over 30. I somehow knew her but only superficially. I knew her name and face, and knew she was some dark style. And we all go on a mini camping trip, plus another couple, and we drink beers watching the fire and the stars. And, as I said, I was depressed at that time, and struggled to be at least sociable and not disturb the general vibe. I know, I was no fun material, but I tried to be friendly. But in the end, in the night, the beer got to me, and I said something depressing. I said that if I had a gun, lots of bullets and some superhuman power, think Batman or something, I would kill all the intentional murderers, rapists, torturers and child predators. More context, in the last few days all the media was screaming about a teenage girl that called 911 while she was abducted, and they never found her, only her abductor. It messed with me, as I was watching every update about her situation. It is beyond words. And after that, There was a storm of cover and overt insults towards me from the GF. She mocked my name, she got close to my ear to say she doesn't like me. Then she said out loud that she likes me. Then, she said out loud with a smirk in her face, "Why don't you kill yourself?" It was more of a sentence than a question. It really sounded from her tone of voice, like an invite, like a suggestion. I'm not crazy. It was confirmed by other friends there who heard her. My so and his brother felt the tension and tried to change the subject. They both knew she went beyond mocking, but they wanted to calm down and not make a fight about it. I knew that, so I did not react. I did not want to worsen the vibe, and I wanted to be respectful to my so's brother. It passed, but in the night, I was still hearing her mumbling some not so nice words about me. The brother and her are still together. It's very difficult to hang all around. Still, we did meet up, and she is overly friendly with me when everyone is there, but any chance she gets she puts me down in some extreme ways that I can't even imagine how I can respond to that. I just ignore, or seem to ignore. What do I do? It's not your responsibility to be constantly abused just to keep the peace. Refuse to ever see her, and if anyone calls you unreasonable, tell them everything she's said to you. If you absolutely need to be in the same room as her, weddings and funerals, I guess, refuse to interact with her or even acknowledge her existence. Like, don't even say hi back if she greets you. Honestly, it reflects a little poorly on your BF that he doesn't stand up for you, considering he's the reason you have to see her in the first place. Why isn't your so defending you? He just let her speak to you like that. I would reconsider this relationship. Edit, just saw he cheated and treated you badly and that you're still depressed until now. Leave him. None of them cares about you. Get out of the relationship altogether. There's no respect for you, no care, no understanding, nothing, reflected by that incident. I'm so sorry, but they don't care about you as much as you think they do. Get out of that relationship. Cut ties with these people however you can. I know it's hard thinking you'd be alone, but you're alone now, don't you see that? The best way I handle these situations are to directly call them out. An example, the other week at dinner with my boyfriend's family, his sister made a snide remark about my body. I asked her point blank in front of all these people, "Why are you insulting the way I look?" She sputters up something like "and I'm not." Or "I didn't." Well, I repeated exactly what she said to me, and asked her how exactly that was not insulting. More sputtering about how that's not how she meant it. So I said, "Even if it isn't how you meant it, you just insulted me, and I won't be disrespected. So you can either apologize for what you said, or we'll be leaving." Because my boyfriend backs me up on everything, he was fine with leaving as well. Long story short, his family was not happy with her behavior. They have clearly tried to ignore her actions for years. She was forced to face the situation and apologize right there in front of me and everyone. It was super embarrassing for her but super empowering for me. Don't be a doormat, honey. Call them out. I can't believe you let someone tell you to kill yourself, to your face, and didn't stand up for yourself. I know you have it in you. The hardest part is to say something directly to her, without also insulting her, because that would just be hypocritical to call her out for being mean to you and then you be mean back. This. Don't put up with abusive people, call them out on their shit to their face, in public, and they'll act like the cowards they are. It took me a while. Rereading what you wrote here, and it's going deeper and deeper each time. Thank you. I haven't seen her lately, but I know I must prepare. I don't want to react as I did before. Leave that entire situation. He should have stood up for you. Second, who was the girl abducted? I'm always following these stories. I'd like to look up the case. Thanks in advance. Took me a long time to reply. Sorry. The girl is named Alexandra Masisnu, Romania. It was really bad. The abductor confessed that he killed her and also another girl. The remains of Alexandra are still not found. She called the police 3 times while abducted. The police mocked her. There is a case about the police intervention, not at all as it should have been. There are recordings of her conversations with the police. It is heartbreaking. Can't believe this is the world we're living in. I am not a believer in religions, but God, or something, please bless her soul. Cheating again. Me, 35F, WSO, 36M, AP, 17F. How do I confront this, AP? Advice. Cheating red flags again. Me, 35F, WSO, 36M, AP, 17F. 14 years together, living together for 12, him cheating 5 years ago, multiple APs, for 1 year it was madness, trickled truth, gaslighting, etc. It's happening again. After all the struggle and madness. He is flirting online and in real life with a 17-year-old girl. I thought that we were in a better place. He is making sessions for us, listening to reconciliation podcasts, and talking about it. But tonight, I went through his phone, and I was really expecting the same old nothing bad to be found. But, no, it transported me to 5 years ago. Found hidden social media accounts. It's not just virtual, it's real. He is somehow emotionally engaged with a 17-years/old girl. The same girl that came to talk with him when we were out with friends this summer. When I was drunk and nastily introduced myself to her to indicate that she has to take a step back. Question: how do I make her back off? I mean, I know how, I did it before, with others, but how do I make it better this time? With the ex-APs I confronted them, fast and merciless, it ruined me though. She is so young, I don't even know how to relate. Please, don't tell me to throw the man, I know very well he is the problem, not her. How to mark my territory without losing decency. Please, help. Edit, if the exact age matters so much. When I knew about her existence, she was 17, a few days ago she turned 18. He gave her a gift, from what I see in the messages. Tell her parents, because she's a goddamn child. Just made this edit, if the exact age matters so much. When I knew about her existence, she was 17, a few days ago she turned 18. He gave her a gift, from what I see in the messages. Help. I don't know what else to say other than she's a child and he's predatory. Truth. She is a child and a victim here. Period. Full stop. You don't confront her. You tap resources that can help her heal and support her. Lift her up and empower her. But she is not a perpetrator in this. She is a victim. The predator here is the man you are married to and as inconceivable as it sounds, seemingly trying to hold on to. This man is a predator? It doesn't even matter that she is 18 now because he has been grooming her. Emo grown-ass people have no business being with newly adults. For the most part only predators take interest in them. Why try to reconcile with that? Thoughtful face. There is no confronting or marking of territory that should happen here. She is 17. 17-year-olds cannot make rational decisions. Purely impulse and infatuation. The person you should be confronting is your husband. He is a grown-ass man, getting his kicks off an underage girl. If she were to tell someone or show the texts, he would be in serious trouble. You know the truth, but you don't want to confront it. He is a cheater and will continue doing this again and again. He has shown he can't be trusted. Either you accept that will be your future if you stay, or you leave and try to rebuild your life. He's more than double her age and carrying on an affair with her. He is not only a cheater but a predator. What's so special about him that you're willing to forgive all that? That guy is sick. Yeah, same with me. 49M, when I was 38 and I tutored guitar lessons, I had TBH hot 27-year-old girl, yeah Pearl, so after 3 months of Saturday mornings and lots of alone time at her house, parents in the living room, we are at the kitchen table. She texted and asked for a lesson, got there and asked where her parents were. They were out for a couple hours. She straight wanted me for a while. Her friends encouraged her. So my response? I'm the adult. I shut that shit down quickly and without doubt on her part. So where's the adult in your guy? Let me guess, you're the adult in this relationship. You're levels above this boy. Don't let him take you down. It's much easier to pull people down than to lift people up. The best always rises. He won't get that until he grows up. On my cell phone, so please forgive my many typos. Sorry, the girl was 17, not 27. Gross, he's a predator that groomed her. You don't go after her. She is incapable of making adult decisions at that age. You need to tell her parents. I would want to know if some nasty old man was courting my teenage daughter. Maybe report him to child services? Isn't the older partner supposed to be less than a decade older? You are married to a predator. You don't need to make her back off, you need to divorce him. WTF. Your husband is a serial cheater and a predator. Why are you not divorcing him? I think you can get him to go to prison if you have enough evidence. She is still a minor after all. I just realized she just turned 18 a few days ago. Going through their messages, I found that he gave her a gift for her birthday. So, 18. My horrible wedding and the company. Rant. I don't even know why I am posting this. Maybe just to vent. Most of you will see it as a conscious decision of mine of being stupid. I will be judged even more harshly than he would. Context is in my previous posts, and this throwaway is because I wanted to hide the amount of abuse I actually received from my WSO. I married him, my 14 years old relationship WSO. We were already living like a married couple for the past 12 years. So, we actually just did the papers part. In pandemic season, with a very small group. The group consisted of both our parents and his brother, plus his new GF. I won't write again the full post about his brother's GF, it's there to find, and matters a lot in this event, as she is a non grata person. Mid-edit, to cut short the story about this woman, my WSO's brother's latest GF, a woman in her mid-30s, but with a younger look/style. First time we all went out with her new in the mix, she mocked me, bullied me and told me to kill myself. We were all around 35 years old. I really could not comprehend the emo 16 years/oh attitude. Firstly, I think I was more baffled, and only after I felt hurt. Us marrying was the turning point in our relationship, to bury the past and start fresh, new, the life of adulthood, as we reached the age of 37, and we both should leave behind the teenager style of life, which was mostly stretched way too much by him. The ceremony was quick and small. Still, I wanted us to look pretty. Is that much to ask? I struggled to purchase some fit for the event clothes, as I wear boots and hoodies every day. I did not, though, go too far from my comfort zone. He was presentable, like he made a bit of effort, but again, not too far from his comfort zone. All I asked from him, as he sports the teenager vibe, and I had to do all the mental load of organizing this ceremony, and there is a mental load even for something so small, so all I asked was that he take care of my bridal flowers. He promised me that he will, and not only that, but as he has some dipped fingers in art, and has a very good artistic eye, he really does, that he would make my bridal bouquet himself, by his hands. I was somehow happy to hear that. He knew, he always knew, and I even told him, many times, since a long time ago, that I don't want his brother's GF at our wedding. Still, I was not totally stuck with my head in the sand. I somehow knew that if the time comes I may have to tolerate her presence. But, through the planning, she was not mentioned as a guest. He only told me she was coming less than 24 hours before our wedding. The day before the wedding went like this, him informing me that his brother's GF will attend our very small pandemic wedding, him informing me that he left my bridal bouquet at his office and has to go get it, me messaging him that I hope I don't have to explicitly tell him that the bouquet shouldn't be made by the non-grata person, as, I realized when he said she's coming, that her work domain was flower arrangements, him saying that he would not even think of doing such a monstrous thing. Then I saw the bouquet. It was clearly not made by his hand, it was professionally made. Very beautiful, I admit. He continued to defend his stance, that the bouquet was ordered by him and his exact specifications, but not in hell it was made by her. He even jokingly said that how could I be so stupid? Imagine how would that be like. I promise, don't think about that, it's all good, I would never do that. Next morning, at the ceremony, I see her bringing flowers, made in the exact same pattern, same everything as my bridal bouquet. I knew. I even had the time to study them up close later, only to confirm it more. And there are a lot of small contextual reasons to be 100% sure she made it. Then came the actual ceremony, short, blitz-like short. We barely signed the papers, getting congrats from family, me receiving an armful of flowers, and I see him, my husband, I see him through the open door of the building, from the top of the stairs where we just say yes, I see him outside, laughing, like someone cracked the most hilarious joke, with his brother and his brother's GF. I went down the stairs alone, I exited the building alone. It is even sadder that I also have video proof, at least it confirms my sanity about how the event took place. No gaslighting can touch that. Outside, he would not stay beside me for a second, I had to pinch his back and say to his ear that this is his wedding and that he is the husband. He adjusted his behavior. Not too much though. Photos? No way. We did a quick photo session, 4 minutes max, with all of us aligned like we were bums waiting for a free meal. And him repeating, let's go, enough of this. At the end, I stayed calm, put, and asked for some photos with just me and him. He barely stood for 2 minutes. I can write more about the disrespect I received at the small pandemic table after. But that's for another time. I tried to keep my cool for the whole 4 hours, because I wanted to drop it all tens of times during those hours. When we got home, the first thing I did was lock myself in the bathroom and cry. And then spilled my venom to him at a night wine. His take, he has reasons, he maybe did something that should have been done differently, but he thinks I am being unreasonable, and too sensitive. He finally admitted that the bouquet was made by her. But, hey, wife, I chose the colors. Also TR final thoughts. I was stupid. My bridal bouquet was made by the person who told me to kill myself, bouquet requested to be made by her by my husband. Peace. Never-ending story. Just went out yesterday. It was okish, just the two of us, a good meal, nature. Then he insisted on going to a cafe/bar/pub. The minute we entered, a girl, max 20 years, almost jumps him, with big eyes and big smile, and, if I could draw a cartoon of her, she was almost drooling at him. I was really expecting, from her attitude, to jump on him in the very next second. She was overtly flirting and pushing inside jokes with him. He was staying straight, not saying much. I pretended to not notice. I am scared, not of him, but of me. U/throwaway 50664X, why did you marry him? Thought it would change him? Change the relationship? He has done nothing to reconcile your relationship based upon your post history here. In order to reconcile, the following must be done. WS/WP must have absolutely no contact with APs or PAP9S, if they work together the WS must get another job. WS must go into individual therapy, no ands, ifs or buts about it, they need to fix their broken character and grow the F up. I see no evidence from your postings that he did this at all. All phone, email, social media accounts, usernames and passwords are surrendered to the BS/BP, they lost the right to privacy when they cheated. No lies, complete transparency about everything with the BP/BS. The BS/BP may need therapy too. Those are the basics above, and the WS/WP must show the BS/BP they are safe and have changed with actions, not words. The wedding alone, he is showing no remorse or consideration to you or your feelings. Yes, you were stupid, but now what do you want to do about it all? Have you ever tried just leaving him? Booting him out? See where he lands or don't care where he lands? I think after all this time you are in a codependent relationship and it will only get worse, not better. You are growing but being stunted by him. I am growing, I feel it, but his weight, that I consciously bear, is too much for me to really grow. I need to leave him behind to do that. But, here we are dealing with me. That slow self-esteem, codependent, CPTSD, from childhood and enhanced by 15 years next to another color of abuser. I really don't have the money to put myself through the real therapy I need. I just build from scraps. Doing my best with the nothing I have. Building courage from fumes. I could leave him, but the contextual situation would leave me in an even more desperate situation. Maybe this is the reason why I married him, this was the lesser evil. But what do you do when the lesser evil is monstrous as hell? On another note, I just realized, like many times before, that I am repeating my mother's words, not leaving my extremely abusive father, but had the context of another world, years, and law was totally different. I just say what is uncomfortable for me to do. I am scared. I have no friends or relatives. I'll be on a deserted island if anything goes wrong. If I get injured or sick, none will care, or help. I'll be all alone. And I would have no problem with that, while I can do anything by myself, but there are moments, rarely when I can't. And no one will call, or search for me or ask me. AMD, yeah, I know, you could blame it on my basic social skills that I need to comply with. And I'm not. But I was not like that. For 30 years I was helping, caring, social, although introverted, but never isolated. His abuse sailed me away on an island I can't fathom how to escape from. Sometimes alone is healthier than a miserable partner like this. It will be better alone. You will be happier. He cannot give you what you need and your mental health continues to deteriorate. He's the cause, not the solution. Try reading to help recognize how unhealthy this is. Read Chump Lady. Read Cheating in a Nutshell. Read The Body Keeps the Score. Read Why Does He Do That? Take control of your life. You can't change him, but you can most definitely change you. You need to focus on you here and how to create your exit. Your life depends upon it. Do you work? Do you have outside activities even when being introverted? If not, look to do that to connect with the world outside. Not sure where you are located, but there may be resources for women in your area too. I was surprised to find an organization that offered therapy for women and it was free or on a sliding scale. Even if you were insured and your income was too much, mine was. They gave me a free therapy session and guided me to a great practice. You are capable. Look up Grey Rocking and how to disassociate yourself from him. That will help immensely so he isn't causing you pain and grief. You are worthy of this. Keep repeating that to yourself. You married the guy who was grooming/engaging in a relationship with a 17-year-old? Seriously? And he invited someone who caused you psychological harm? And you still married him? And you saw that the flowers were not made by him? And you figured out the one who psychologically harmed you made them? You still married him? I'm sorry, but as horrible as your husband is, the fault does not lie solely with him. Yes, this time I hurt myself with his weapons. I really thought, or wanted to believe, that this would be a good turning point. I was wrong. I was expecting for some things to go wrong, but not that wrong. I need to figure out what I can do next. You could have stuck to no she isn't when he decided to have her at the wedding. Been stuck with not only one of the two of us gets to have anything to do with my wedding and well you need me there. But it is already too late. To change the past, however you can set up to have a different future. So putting a ring on his finger doesn't mature or change either of you two. It isn't too late for an annulment, remind him of that. Have you two tried couples counseling? Had you two talked about having kids? Have the talk and promise in the same tone and wording he used that his brother's not going to get to help with it. Just to tease him. P.S. He takes your relationship a bit for granted. He should try harder. I could have, but I was trying to make a last attempt of being the better person. And to not draw attention to the motives of why there is this animosity between me and her. I told my WSO that I will just be polite to her and tolerate her. But the second she makes me uncomfortable, he needs to show her the way out. Luckily for her, I did not see any wrong move or gesture from her that day, though. If I did not see it, it does not mean that it did not happen. Still, I regret that I did not stick with my initial no. The annulment, that's what I was searching the web for the very next day. Seems I don't meet the requirements for an annulment. And divorce is pretty complicated and messy in the first year of marriage. I would rather wait than making a show with witnesses. Couple counseling is my last hope. I talked about this for the last 2 to 3 years, with no results. Right now I don't intend to communicate with him until he sets that first session. Not hoping it will make our relationship healthy, but hoping to draw a line to the never-ending madness. Kids, who knows, but I won't do that on shaky grounds. Have the talk and promise in the same tone and wording he used that his brother's not going to get to help with it. I don't quite understand what you said here. Us marrying was the turning point in our relationship, to bury the past and start fresh. Oh dear. That's not how it works. Not how it works at all. Anytime you are crying on your wedding night, something is amiss. Based on your story there are so many red flags, but here you are. I would say that you two should spend some time in counseling right now, just so that you can both really talk it out, as that will make it clear what your next steps should be. After the disrespect with the girl in the bar almost jumped him, I left and kept quiet. I reached to him the next day telling him our next meetup/conversation will be taking place with MC, paid by him. I can wish, but deep down I know it won't happen. How could I not know? He was already accusing me of being trauma-triggered and sensitive just because someone said hi to him in a bar. I wish that would be the case, but it seems that I am so sensitive that I became like a recording device, and I can replay every second of that. If it was hi, how are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while dude, how is blah 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 going? Did you hear about blah blah? It was nothing like that. It was full flirting, almost touching, jumping, inside jokes, sexual innuendos, all. I got off at the next station. A few years back I would have put on all fight gear, and thrown the enemy away. Not anymore. I am not a teenager anymore. I just left the scene. Don't know what he'll do now. Yeah, I don't know what I would do if someone was flirting with my wife so hard in front of my face, and she was into it as well. Leaving might have been the smartest option. I sure hope you're not thinking along the lines of when we have kids it will get better, because it will make things so much worse. I don't really have any advice for you other than to use double protection at all times. No, at least that is covered. I won't put children in this mix. Either he is/learns how to be a good healthy father, or I decide to be an only parent, a healthy one of course. That not being the case, I won't traumatize other human beings. This whole thing is just sad and an indication of the lengths people will go to when they try and hide the truth of their own existence from themselves. Why you married this cheater is up to you and you alone. It's your life, and if you wish to lead this type of life, nothing we can say will dissuade you from this mistake you are making. But you made your decision, and now what should have been the happiest day of your life will now forever be tainted by your now husband. Everyone likes to look back on this day and remember and smile. You though will look back and cry and feel sad. And that pretty much should tell you all you need to know about the person you have now bound your life to. Overall, this story just makes me feel sad. I hope your life with him will get better, but I know that it won't. You will though try and kid yourself that it will, so at least you have that going for you. I hope this was the last drop. And trying really hard to find an end to this sad situation. Thank you for your thoughts. Well, let me introduce you to a neat little legal word. Annulment. Please, for your future sake, consider it. To an outsider, there is nothing here but ash and hoppy yum will only get you so far. Just married. Things are bad. He won't make the MC appointment requested by me. He doesn't say he won't make it either. Advice. TL, Dr. Long rant and advice seeking. Just married. Things are bad. He won't make the MC appointment requested by me. He doesn't say he won't make it either. I recently married my WSO of 14 years. Both 37. He disrespected me greatly on the day of our wedding, you can see it in my previous post. Things went bad after that, I even thought about an annulment, bad kind of bad, and we did not see each other for the next few weeks, because I was so upset. We basically always lived together, but a few months ago we got to a point where he moved in a rent, as for the past 3 years we were living in a very small space, I own it, that was only worsening our problems and kept him lazy from thinking a bit bigger, like finding a place that is at least comfortable for a couple. We kind of did the living apart together thing, but it was meant to be only for a while, to push us, him mostly, to take action in getting a suitable place to live in. COVID and working from home only made the space even more problematic. After those few weeks after the wedding, we patched things up. To some degree, at least. He keeps talking about our plan of action of finding a home for us. But he does it childishly, like wishful thinking. I know exactly what we need, what needs to be done, what are the prices and all the mental load attached to that, because I've researched it. He just throws some vague words and maybe. He said he even consulted a bank for a loan, but he does not even have the most basic offer given by them in his hand. I smell a lie. Last weekend we had a good-ish day, went out, ate food, nature, talking about light subjects. After that he took us to a bar/pub, where, the moment we entered, a 20 years/show girl came to greet him, flirty and pushing inside jokes. Clearly he met her recently at some beers with friends and talked to her, in a manner that she was left with the impression that she can talk flirty with him. Here are the details of his past infidelity: 1 AP at year 3, he denied and I believed, 3 APs at year 9, all hell broke loose, 1 AP at year 13. Only one of those was a full-blown affair, the others were mostly short indiscretions. But, our wedding was supposed to be a turning point. To embrace adulthood. To be serious. To leave behind the teenager style of life. In material matters and in behavior matters. Right now we are at a point where I refuse to talk to him. I won't accept not even an inch of disrespect from him anymore. The girl in the bar was my final drop. I told him that the next time we talk it will be with the MC. And he needs to make that appointment if he wants us to talk and solve this situation, one way or the other. Yesterday and today passed and he did not make the appointment. When asked why, he say that he does not have money right now. Well, you don't need money to make an appointment and ask for a day when he knows he receives his salary. Then he say that his salary will delay this month. It would be the first time this happens. I still smell lies. I broke the silence and talked to him on the phone. Big mistake. He tried to push conversations about the girl in the bar. I restated that this kind of talks will take place with an MC, him pushing emo vibes, me asking only to talk about the appointment making, him deflecting, changing the subject, etc. I don't know what to do right now. I desperately need the MC. I don't fool myself with fixing the relationship, I want it, from the bottom of my being, but I am objective though, I just want a sincere talk with him, and after the true input information we will decide how to part ways or not. It seems I can't even get to the MC. I just put his mother in the mix, asking her to talk some sense into him. Don't think it will work though, as his mother is another kind of deceitful beast. She talks nicely to your face but backs up her sons even when they are clearly in the wrong/evil. Don't get me wrong, I just stated the facts above. For 9 years, and even after infidelity, I truly loved him, and would wake up in the morning next to him flooded by bliss, that I have the most beautiful connection with another human being, that I am so lucky, that he was so perfect for me, plus everyday annoyance or even small fights for small things. It was not utopian. But it was a decent happiness. A happiness that I cherished. I miss him and I still cry myself to sleep. You don't need MC, you need a new husband. Seriously though. He's cheated multiple times, has had more than one affair, plus it took him 14 years to marry you. What more does he need to do to prove to you that he will never be faithful and commit to you? I think the real question is, why do you continue to do this to yourself? Why do you expect your man-child to change? 14 years later and not a single thing has changed. You keep believing it's this one more thing, marriage, now MC, that will spark something. You are so deep in sunk cost fallacy. When are you going to realize nothing is going to change him? Whatever boundary, whatever new idea, whatever changed habit you expect will change him, won't. Marriage counseling will fail miserably here. Why? Because change is initiated from within. It starts with a true hope and desire to change your habits and behaviors to affect how others perceive you. He clearly has no desire to really change. And he never will. And you waste more time accomplishing nothing in this relationship hoping a miracle will happen that will suddenly magically make him different. Nope. Not happening. It's over. It's been over for years. But you won't let your heart reconcile what your head already knows. If you read this story objectively and it wasn't you, you would tell that person to abort a long time ago. So why can't you abort? Why do you keep pushing for a change that won't happen? Change yourself. Change your behaviors. Focus on what you can control and not on what you can't. I'm sorry mom, but you're either going to have to leave or take him as he is. If he has 20 trying to sleep with him, he's going to go for that easy lay. Please find it in yourself to get over this dude. He's always going to use you to fall back. A cheater never changes its spots, and never get married to save a relationship. Looking at what you are saying, I agree that therapy is needed, just not MC. You should look at IC and possibly codependency issues. You have had to deal with several problems and yet you still are the only one trying to fix anything. Reason is, you know there is a problem. He's content because up to now he's not been held accountable. As to the marriage, get to annulment. You need an annulment and individual counseling. What he has done is a form of emotional abuse, but you are so close to it you cannot see it. IC may help you past this pain and to identify why you stay in a toxic relationship. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.